Hello guys, what's up? It's Tova. Today's setup is a little bit different than my normal YouTube setups, and I'm in my new little office space, and I also have a new addition to the family. I literally just got it yesterday. I'm so excited. The box is still here. I'm so freaking pumped. I've had my laptop for, I'm gonna say 10 years now. I got it when I was in grade 9, which is a really long time ago. It was time for an upgrade because my computer was slowing down like crazy. I don't know, the blue, it was just, I just splurged and I got it. But I have an exciting video today. We have a Q&A, which I asked for you guys to ask me questions on my Instagram. You guys pulled through. I didn't really look through all of them. I do know we have quite a bit of questions to answer. I've done a Q&A in the past, but these questions are kind of different. So I always want to give the opportunity for new people, new business owners who come and follow to ask away their questions. So that's why I'm doing another Q&A. I also wanted this one to kind of be like spilling the tea, like maybe talking about things that like are a little bit more uncomfortable to talk about, or like that other small business owners wouldn't necessarily share. Let's get started with the first question. How much money did you receive through your business in 2021? It was a little bit hard to decipher because it was how much money did you receive through your biz 21, but I'm assuming it's what I said. I received just over $80,000. Yep, we're just going into the kill. My goal was definitely to hit 6 figures, and I probably could have if I didn't take a break in December, but I really needed that break and I needed to see my family. That's how much my business received in 2021, which is crazy because it was also my first year of business. What is your goal this year? My goal this year is definitely to expand. I have obviously an income goal, and that's in the 6-figure range for this year, and then some. I have product goals. I have things that I want to launch that aren't clothing that I haven't talked about really before. And I have clothing items that I want to launch. I also have a goal, like I want to be featured in an article. I would love to be featured in like Forbes. Oh, and another one of my goals is to collab with 2 of my dream people I want to collab with, which is Emma Chamberlain and Anna. Just manifesting that for 2022 for this year because I really want to collab with them. And Claudia Saluski. Next question, how did you get the funding to start? I just worked. I think I mentioned this in my past video, but I was a personal trainer before this, and I just worked and saved my money. I didn't get a loan. I didn't like take money from the government, and it was just about like, I would probably say like under $1,000 to get started. For me, it was like, do I have $1,000 that I'm willing to not get back, but also willing to increase by, 80 times. All right, Michaela asked 3 questions. Thanks, Michaela. Question 1, how did you come up with your ideas? Part of it was life experiences. Like sometimes something will hit me during the day and I write it down in my notes. Sometimes I'll like look back at my journal entries. Like one of my shirt ideas was literally because I was reflecting back on my journals and I was like, whoa, look at this journal entry. It was such a cool entry. And then I put that on a shirt because I was like, this is super cool. The real ones will know which shirt it was because they would have known from my launch. But it takes quite a while for me to execute the idea because I play around with it. Like I'll start with this font and I'll start with this like sentence, and then I keep playing around until it really fits with me, and then I will take like a week off, back at it, and be like, okay, actually I hate this, which happened in something that I'm creating for 2022 launch. I like created something and I was like, I love this idea, this is so great, I love this font, like I worked so hard on it, and then I rested a couple days and I looked back and I was like, freaking hate this. This is disgusting. It used to take me, like when I came up with the I'm so grateful for you hoodie, I was like, bam, I love it, put it on a shirt. But now I think I have a little bit of imposter syndrome and I have a little bit of like more pressure to come out with something good, and it eats me alive. So how do you make your company original? If you want the honest truth, it's just to be you. I could easily get influenced by other brands, what they do, and try and copy them, but there's no point in copying another brand because I think most people can just see right through it. And that's why like on Reborn Club's Instagram, I'll share more than just product photos. Like you get to know what goes on in my life. I don't know, that's why I think my company is so original, because it's me. How long did it take for you to start up? I technically started in January of 2021, and it took about 3 weeks, I would say, to like get the idea from my head to paper, and then for me to like come out with designs. Like I just made some designs on Canva, put it on a shirt, and then figure out what's the best way to put on a shirt. Is it like screen printing? Is it vinyl? Like is it direct to garment? Like what is the best way for me to do it? So that all took like a solid couple weeks. I did a pre-launch. After the pre-launch, I started up my website, and when I started up my website, that's what I kind of clarify is like starting my business. That's what my anniversary date is gonna be, when I launched my website. I act quick. That's the same way I acted with my computer. I want it, I got it. So that's kind of how it was with my business. because that's a little bit of my flaw. How much have you paid on shipping versus how much you've actually made? I don't know if I don't know if I understand that completely. Like, I don't make anything on shipping. I'm not sure if that's what you're trying to say. I'm having a hard time like understanding what you're trying to ask. Like if anything, I lose money on shipping. I probably spent like about $10,000 in 2021 just on shipping alone. So yeah, I would just deduct $10,000 from my total sales. Studio tour, let's look at another question. Aside from this new addition to my little office space, you can see my whole office tour on my last video, which was the productive morning routine. Next question was, what do you do on slow days for your biz? Honestly, I just enjoy it. I feel like slow days are inevitable for small businesses. I feel like today's a slow day. I have no clue if I'm gonna get an order or not, but I just take the slow days to take time to prep for the busier days, and they are what they are. There's always something that you can do, but if there's not, then there's not. It doesn't always have to be a busy day. Next question is, from which channel do most of your customers come? YouTube, TikTok, or Instagram? I would say most of my customers come from TikTok. YouTube, I have my close-knit community of like other small business owners who watch videos for inspiration, which thanks guys. And then my Instagram is like another type of community, but it's like the community who wants to follow along the journey. And then TikTok is mostly where like the viral stuff goes and like where I bring in most of the traffic. Next question, how are you able to ship worldwide? I ship with a third-party courier. I'm not sure if you're in Canada, but you can check out Chit Chats or you can check out Stallion Express, and both of them allow you to ship internationally with cheaper rates. Sometimes it's not accurate, sometimes it doesn't work in your favor. Like right now in this video, I've just been talking back and forth with a person who I shipped to in Germany, and her package showed delivered, but it got transferred over to DHL and they said they couldn't deliver it, and it's just very confusing. So most of the time it gets delivered, but sometimes there's issues, and that's kind of the risk you take with shipping worldwide. Next question, would you be able to do a YouTube video showing how you create the posters? What posters? Like my marketing materials? I don't know. If so, I use Canva and I use Photoshop for all my stuff. I don't really know what you mean by create the posters. I don't make any posters. Your process of ordering new inventory. I will see obviously what's sold out. I will go to my website where I order the hoodies wholesale. I will purchase those and send them onto my screen printers, which are in Toronto, and then they will screen print everything for me, and they have a pretty fast turnaround time, and then they ship it out to me. Once I receive it, usually after 5 days or so, that's when I prepare them and launch them. So that's kind of like my process of new inventory. Next question, how to not give up and stay consistent. I always think about it this way. You are like this close to a viral video. You're this close to someone discovering your brand and then sharing it with all their followers. Like you are this close to your business just popping off. But if you aren't consistent, then you know you're this close. And if you give up, then you're this close. Keep going and find something that makes it fun for you to keep going. Like I love making TikToks because they make me happy. Like it's fun to content create and be creative and think outside the box. I just stay consistent with that. Like set an attainable goal. For me, it used to be like 3 TikToks a day, and that's just totally not attainable anymore. So now I aim to post 1 TikTok a day, 6 times a week. That's how I stay consistent. Next question, no, yes, but you should do a Valentine's Day collection. I am doing something for Valentine's Day. It's not like something brand new, but it is something for Valentine's Day. How do you get started with a business? I've always dreamed of doing it. I just have no clue. There's like a lot to unpack in that question because it's not like just a 1-word answer. To get started, figure out what you want your business to be about. What is your target niche? What is the products or product that you're selling? Like what is that? Figure that out. And then figure out like, once you know what your product is, how is it that you can get it? Like, do you have to go to someone overseas? Is it something that can be made locally? Is it something that you can make by hand? And call those people up or get in contact with them. See what their prices are, what their rates. Do your research about the market. You know, I called different screen printers until I found the one that I wanted to work with and the one that was like the most cost effective. Figure that out and then, you know, start up your socials, figure out your content plan, your brand plan. There's so much planning that can go into it, and you don't have to have everything figured out at the beginning. I definitely did not have everything figured out at the beginning. I changed my Instagram theme like 1,000 different times, and I changed my branding so many times when I first started. You do not have to have it figured out at the beginning. You learn along the way. All you have to do is just know what your goals are, what your target audience is, what your brand is, what your niche is, and then you can go from there. Yeah, that's pretty much how you get started with the business. The rest of the things, like obviously trademarking and incorporating and like registering your business, that can come after. The next question. Oh, that's fun. Have you registered Reborn? I don't know when the right time to register is. Coincidence, since we just talked about it. Yes, I've registered Reborn Club. I registered maybe 2 or 3 months into having my business. Some wholesale companies need you to register your business in order for you to purchase from them. It's like in Canada, well, in Ontario, I should say, it's $60 to register your business, I'm pretty sure. I haven't incorporated yet or trademarked, but that's coming in 2022. I'm 100% doing that for my business. What was the highest income month? You don't have to share numbers, obviously. I think my highest income month was June, almost $16,000. I've had months that have caught up to it, like being at like anywhere between 12 to 15, but I think June was my highest paying month. Next question is, what is the hardest part about owning your business? Probably the hardest part about owning my business is actually the fact of owning my business. There's many times where I wish I had someone higher up to just ask questions to or talk to, because it can get really hard if I don't know what I'm doing. I have nobody to ask aside from like other small business owners. So sometimes I do wish I had like a bigger team that I could rely on, but it's also the pleasure of having a small business because you are your own boss. You get to make up your own rules. You get to make up your own hours. And you get to do whatever the heck you want. So it's a pro and a con. Next question, did you doubt yourself or feel like anyone doubted you at the beginning? I feel like there were some doubts at the beginning, especially like communicated after from like my family and stuff, who thought it was gonna be like a popular one launch stand kind of thing. Like I would launch, I would get a lot of traction, and then the next launch just would die down and it would fizzle out, but it didn't. Personally, I didn't doubt myself, and I still don't doubt myself. I went into this business like pretty confident that I was going to succeed, and it wasn't because like I have a massive ego or something. It was just like, in terms of the law of attraction and manifesting, I just didn't want to doubt it. I just didn't leave room for doubt in my business. Like I knew that it was attainable and expanding this business was something I could do, and I just didn't think about it in any other way. Next question, how did you grow your business so quickly? I would probably attribute that to social media. TikTok really helped, YouTube, Instagram, Pinterest, and just creating like a brand presence and a brand story. Like I want everybody who wears Reborn Club to know the story behind Reborn Club and to know the story behind the collection they're wearing. I think that's really important. And I think that's what makes us all like a community and brings us so close together. When I drop a new collection, I try to explain like what it means. I think personally that's how I grew it quickly, because it's unique, it's relatable. I think like that personableness mixed in with social media, showing my face a ton, I think that's what grew my business so quickly. But next question, proper amount of items to buy on a first launch. There is like no right answer, because whatever I bought for my first launch might not be what you need to buy for your first launch. When I first started, I think I bought like 4 of each size. I bought a tiny amount because I had no clue how much I wanted to sell. I had no clue if anybody would buy anything. Would I recommend that? Like I have no clue. It really depends on your audience. If you're starting off with not knowing if anybody's gonna buy or not, sure, 3 of each is fine. If you're starting off with a larger audience and you know that like people are gonna buy because you have a big following, probably wouldn't start with 3 of each. You could also start with a pre-order. That will kind of give you a gist of like how much of each size to buy. I know somebody else asked me a question, so I'm just gonna try and find it. Oh yes, okay. Next question, this was asked in my DMs because they couldn't type it. How much do you actually pay for shipping for every single order? So let's say shipping is $9.50. That's how much I charge on my website. I'm shipping out an order today to Ontario, and that's costing me $14.50. So I pay that difference out of my pocket. If it's somewhere in BC, it's usually about like anywhere between $9.20 to like $9.50 to sometimes $10. That's usually how much it is to ship around BC. To ship internationally, it could be $25. Like I might charge $15. So I could pay $1 or 50 cents up to like $10 extra on every package. It's really unknown. It just depends on where the person lives, but that's how much I could be paying out of my pocket. That is this little Q&A. I hope you guys got some information out of it, and I hope that helped and kind of give you guys some answers. If you guys have any other questions, just leave your comments down below and I'll be happy to answer them if you have questions that were covered in this video. Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss any videos of mine and so we can become friends. And I'll see you again sometime soon. Don't forget to stay cool. Peace.